Count functions are really useful and are among my favorite functions that Excel has to offer. And I wanted to share a few of them with you here to give you a sense of how they work so you can apply them to your data more easily. So the name says it all. The count function, and its several variations, counts the number of and values within any range of cells you designate. It can do everything from a straight-up tally of how many cells in a given range contain numbers to telling you how many cells in a given range contain a very specific letter, word, phrase, or number. We're going to look at 4 count functions in this video: count, count A, count blank, and count if. First, let's look at count. This is a really simple function consisting of an equals sign, the word count, and within parentheses, a range of cells. That range can be a range of contiguous cells, a series of ranges separated by commas, or a series of individual cells also separated by commas that you click on while holding down the Control key. As long as the addresses are housed within that set of parentheses, you'll get the count of how many of those cells contain numbers. The numbers can be simple integers, dollar amounts, dates, or times, any numeric content at all. So here in cell E18 in the Sales and Commissions worksheet, I'll insert the count function and count how many quarterly sales totals are included. If you know you have 100 sales reps and there are 4 quarters in the year, that number should be 400. If it's lower, somebody's numbers haven't been entered. I'm using a smaller number of sales reps here so you can see the entire range that's being counted. This is not a sum of the sales, mind you. It's just the count of numeric values that have been entered into the range. We see in the result that we have just 36 quarterly sales numbers, so there's data missing, and I could now go find out what happened to it and then add the missing content to complete my worksheet. Moving on, count A counts the cells that aren't blank, so cells containing text or any non-numeric content, as well as cells containing numbers, are counted. I'm going to switch over to our USA population worksheet and click in cell C332. I'll insert the count A function to count how many US cities are included in this worksheet's data. In case any of them don't have numbers, using the city names is the best way to find out how many records there are, regardless of the completion of the statistical data. And our result is 326. Now, count blank does the opposite. Instead of counting how many cells contain data, it counts how many don't. And here in cell D332, I'll use count blank to tell me if any of the city's 2020 population data is missing. And we see one of them is missing, and it happens to be on screen right here for Lynn, Massachusetts. Finally, count if is the most powerful of the bunch. Instead of using just one argument, the range, it has 2, the range and the criteria to look for in that range. With this function, I can find out how many cities in New York are in the list by using New York as the criteria argument in the function. Note that the criteria is in quotation marks to tell Excel that that's what to look for. I'll put this in cell C331 and type equals count if, provide the range, which is cells C5 through C330, and then after the comma, the words New York in quotes. After I close the parentheses and press enter, I get my result. The answer is 5. If I change the criteria to any other state, it will count the occurrences of that state's name too. When I double-click the formula and change New York to Pennsylvania, we see the result change to 3. So the count functions have a lot of uses and give you the ability to see what's in your worksheet, how many times something appears, what's missing, and how much data you actually have stored. Hopefully, even if they don't end up being your favorites, now you're going to find lots of uses for counting your data.